Wonderful people. You're welcome back to Mario Rita. And you know what? We are reviewing a very ancient book today. Like, I checked the copyright of this book and I found out that it has been written for a very long time ago. And you know what? The book is still as very interesting as it was the first day it was published. And any writer that can really pull that stunt, trust me, the book is worth your time and your money. I was really very entertained reading The Alchemist. The Alchemist. I was very entertained reading this book. Like, the book is really fun. It's adventurous. It's lesson filled. Like, oh my god, what else can I really say? I gave up my night's sleep for this book because I was really very curious. I was really very curious and inquisitive. I really wanted to know what will happen to the boy. The boy was actually a shepherd. Then, okay, fine, when he was small, the parents put him into a seminary too because they wanted him to become a priest, but he really doesn't want to be a priest. He wants to be someone who can travel around the countries, go to far and near places, and during those times it can only be done if you're a shepherd. So he decided to become a shepherd. Then from being a shepherd, he actually met a very beautiful girl he wanted to get married to. He fell in love, but he wasn't really very sure if it was really, love or something. So from there he met an old man, a king actually, who disguised himself, and then he went a very far land. Like, I'm just trying to pick some things in the book. It's a very interesting book. I was so inquisitive, like, what will happen to the boy next? What will happen to him next? I give up my night's sleep. Okay, I would just tell myself, after 2 more pages you go to bed. Okay, just after 2 more pages. So when I'm done with 2 more, I won't even know when I actually pass the page and get into the next chapter. I'm like, okay, what will happen to him? I'm like, oh, all right, fine, after this chapter I'll really go to bed. And really, I didn't even stop there. So I was so excited reading this book, and anytime I give up my night's sleep reading any book, reading till the next morning, oh my god, it's worth it. Yeah, it is worth it. Yeah, so you know what happened? This boy actually had a dream in Spain, and the dream he had this dream several times, and the dream he had in Spain was talking about a hidden treasure. He has a hidden treasure, and that treasure is for him, and the treasure is in Africa. Oh my god. So he sold all his shepherd to travel down to all his ships rather. I'm sorry. He sold all his ships. He traveled down to Africa he went to Egypt, the pyramid in Egypt, looking for this hidden treasure. And when he got there, he got an omen that really the treasure he's looking for, it's in Spain. As in, the treasure he's looking for is in Spain, the exact place he had the dream. At this point I was like, author, are you trying to joke with my brains? Really? Author, are you trying to joke with my brains right now? But you know what, guys? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bit of it. And after everything, I was like, yeah, he made it. Okay, when he traveled, he met the love of his life, Fatima, in the desert. She's actually a desert girl, a desert woman. And then somehow he left Fatima and went back to Spain looking for the treasure. When he dug the hole and brought out this gold, he was so amazed and he was so happy. But then he was like, oh, he left Fatima. I didn't even know how it happened. And Fatima was there. Fatima came looking for him. An amazing book, guys. So you really can get this book. It's actually a very ancient book, so I don't really know if it's still in Amazon, but you can look for it in Amazon. The Alchemist. It's worth every time of yours. Okay, what I learned from this book, it's talking about communicating with things without really speaking words, because he learned a lot of things. This guy, he learned a lot of things because of his finding his destiny, finding his treasure. Okay, at the point he actually transformed himself into a wind, because at that point he was about being killed, and the tribesmen fighting in the desert told him that it's only when he transforms himself into a wind that he would be let to go alive. How did he do this? Man, I was so stunned. I was like, okay, let me see how he's gonna do this. So communicating with things we call inanimate objects, really everything has life. Okay, so I just got to know that everything has life, you know, the sun, the wind, the sand, everything created, they actually have their soul, and you can communicate with them even without words, with proper in-depth meditation. Okay, so that was what he did, and I don't think it's just a fiction stuff. I don't think it's just made up, okay? Because some persons that are being called sorcerers, I really think it's not real. There's still natural stuff wrapped around it that I'm yet to understand. I was somehow understanding it in the book, but at the point I got lost. So I just wanted to enjoy the entertainment, so I didn't really start thinking. But you really can communicate with things, with trees, with leaves, you know. Okay, I don't know what to say about that anymore because I don't know much about all of those things. But this book, it's really a lot. And you know what got me? What got me? Like at the point, I really started talking to myself. Like I was talking to the boy, but of course the boy isn't here, so I was talking to myself. Can you just go back? Can you go back alive? Can you please just go back to your country alive? Because he really risked a lot being in that desert. He risked a lot of things being in that desert. So can you go back alive, please? But then he was so determined. He was so determined to get to the end point, to get to his destiny, to get to this hidden treasure. And at that point, I understood that you just have to give it all to get to your destiny, you know. You just have to give it your all. He survived it because he believed he will. He survived because he gave it his all. He wasn't really trembling, and he said to himself that even if he dies at the cost of finding his destiny, that is worth it. It's more than dying somewhere else, not even making a move towards his destiny. That's a very strong word, you know. Yeah, so he was so determined. He really wanted to get to this point, and a lot of his mates were back home, not really being too useful to themselves. But this guy really traveled countries, traveled from one continent to another, looking for his destiny. So I was impressed. I was really impressed. I was so impressed. The writer is so good. Like he really put his act together to write this book, and I must give kudos to him. I enjoyed this book. It's a good read, and you can get it for yourself. Yes, so thank you so much for watching this video today. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Talk to me. Please subscribe. Click on the subscription button. It's really free. Like, it's free. You're not paying for it. No additional fee. Just click on it. Support this community of book reviews. I'll be bringing you amazing book reviews, okay? So till we meet in my next video, I remain Margarita. One love.